Nika. I'm
Hey,
Lauren Love, the
Lauren.
Nerd to Color. It's very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh gosh, it was hard coming up with questions for you after watching your arc. But don't worry, I'll do my best with avoiding spoilers. So I wanted to get back to a year ago when we saw Ventress in the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And while she doesn't heavily imply it, it is hinted that some stuff has happened to her between then and when we last saw her in the Bad Batch. The arc this time around definitely dives into it. In what ways was it different for you to voice Asajj Ventress this time around?
Well, I think it's she's spent a very long period of time kind of being a lone wolf now,
Hmm.
She's no longer connected to either the Jedi or connected to the dark side. She's been on her own as a bounty hunter. And also, obviously, we know in the book that she has discovered what love feels like and discovered what giving of her life. Well, she doesn't. What you don't discover that she's become this creature that is willing to give of their life, which is completely different, obviously, than she was ever before. Um, so I think that she's sort of just this more kind of road weary, world weary, um, lone wolf type that um, has had a lot of heaviness in her life. And now she's, I think, grown, um, is more mature in many ways, and is now sort of looking, or I don't even know is looking. I don't think she's actively looking. I think she can't help herself but kind of put more positive things into the world instead of just slicing people up, let's say.
I mean, that's one way of putting it.
That she is in many ways sort of like more comfortable, even though she's still not comfortable, being a protector.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's her natural state of being, and I don't think she'll ever be fully comfortable with it. But I think that she can't help herself. It's just this is how what life has brought her to. That even if she tries to run away from being that person, she can only become this person, creature, whatever she is, that will do some good for the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was indicated in the Clone Wars. That was indicated in the Bad Batch. It's
Hmm.
definitely indicated in this arc for sure.
I mean, she seems to find herself in like, these little stories where she ends up caring where she doesn't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes like she's like pulled into it. She's just she
Yes.
can't
She's
help it.
pulled into it, but she can't help it. Because she could certainly run and she doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe she could blame the Force, but
Yes.
I don't think that that's what's
No.
happening here.
I think there's a little beating heart in there that, is that we're discovering. One that's
Yeah.
not so dark.
Hmm. I mean, you've played this character for I don't even know how long now. I mean, what attributes of hers do you relate to as a person?
Well, I think in many ways as a human, like this arc, this place that where she's going is would I would say more me. What made
Hmm.
her so much fun before is that she really wasn't me at all. Like I didn't
Hmm.
have that. I am someone who just comes from a full place of love. So it was really fun to play someone who's almost opposite of me, but that I think in her progression of life and her maturing and her experiencing all of the pain, I feel like I'm starting to relate to her way more what she's becoming than, if I were to say that we are, even though I always say that I am her and she is me, because, like I feel like I've been doing her for so long and I lived her, breathed her, loved her, and understood her in a way that nobody could because when you become that character, you sort of have compassion in a way that I don't think other people could. It's just like being a mother and you have compassion for your kid who's a big pain in the booty, and everyone sees your kid as that, but why they are that. And that's the way that I feel about her. So I feel like I knew eventually if we could keep going on with her story, that it would come to this place that I really connect to, which is that she ultimately is a protector and someone who wants to do good.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then really quickly, what are you hoping for audiences to learn, not so much from Ventress, but about Ventress?
You know, that she's not just like a stock bad guy. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
she is like super interesting and that there are many stories to be told about her. And that I hope, you know, she lives on at least for like another 10 years.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
spin off and stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, Nika, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed talking to you, and
Thank
congratulations on
you.
Tales of the Underworld.
Thanks so much. Have a
Great.
great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The Hard Knock Life.